Welcome back to Is It Wrong? The Two Ghouls in a Dungeon Anime Review, episode number 53. We're here reviewing episode 69 for the series Vesta, the episode that mostly finishes adapting basically book 17. It went through pretty much the final chapter of the book, which is basically called End of a World. Yep. Which is chapter 5 of this book. And I've been looking forward to this episode since I started this arc, because I knew this would happen. So, we start off with Bell in his room. He has figured out that he is not Bell Cornell of the Freya familia. He is Bell Cornell of the Hesse familia. And as soon as he thinks this, there's a fucking explosion happening. Yes, an explosion happening. Why? Because Ryu is going on a rampage, basically just beating up all the Freya familia, looking for Bell. Basically, it seems like he's having a lot of fun too. And shown that basically Horror is responsible for this. Yep. And then, of course, we have these hearts. Basically, she goes out to some place, and there's two guards guarding Bell's room, and then they get knocked out. Bell follows somebody, and turns out that this big, huge room, I think it's supposed to be Freya's throne room, and then Horn is here. Basically, by the way, all of her dialogue is from the book. There is no changes here. Like, they adapted for this whole episode. They went from page 357, finished out at the end of that, and went to page 326. And rereading this, I'd say a couple of lines were kept, but a lot of the stuff from this particular portion of the chapter was all kept in. Like calling him scum. In fact, he's basically a threat to the goddess. And then, of course, by the way, she's basically throwing it, like, basically having like a knife with him. And it turns out the knife she's holding is actually his Hessian knife, which was missing from his possession since the very start of this very arc. And then he gets it back. It activates, and then Horn proceeds to have him stab herself, and then he transforms into. By the way, he figures out that Horn is sire, and so is Freya's sire. There's older, and of course he confronts her about this, and then of course basically like she basically he's very upset with her about the fact she kind of manipulated him. And the fact that, about saving him. And then the status change that happened to him in Star Wars is basically burned away. You're thinking, how the heck did that happen? And outside, there's just fire all over the place. Everybody's basically, and I'm like, on fire in my head. You're thinking, what the heck is going on? And by the way, the Freya familia is trying to brainwash members of the Loki familia who are in the frickin' dungeon. So, and by the way, why all this is happening is that Hermes put some Hestia's blood on the fucking firewood that he was into distribute. So, Hestia, by the way, the whole thing started basically when I should basically decide, and of course that night, and of course everybody goes crazy, and then she goes to the top of a tower and recreates her temple, basically casting a humongous spell, and proceeds to undo the entire charm. As blue flame just whoosh right to the frickin' city. And as soon as the charm basically is broken, everybody realized, though, Freya screw with their minds. And of course, Lily's upset, Thesis upset, Makito's upset. So then, of course, Wolf's like, don't be sorry for yourself. Let's go out and get some Freya familia butt. And of course, Loki's unhappy too, but she can't do much of anything. And of course, everybody's upset. And then, of course, basically, Belle, of course, Hestia following out, just jumping through Freya's window. It's like, boo! And of course, Luffy's like, yes, and very happy. And she's like, I'm taking back my Belle. And it's like, how dare you basically do all this? And she's like, well, you want it back? I told you to a war game! I'm like, damn. And just by sheer coincidence, WWE basically had the War Games pay-per-view just last weekend. And now, starting next week, we are doing the second ever War Game in this show. The last time we did this was back in season 2, and it was Apollo doing the same freaking thing, fighting over Bell. By the way, Ryu basically is cornered by the Frey family, and then she's saved by Asiya, and basically two of the Amazons part of Loki family basically rescue her. This was an awesome episode. I loved it. It was amazing. And I can't wait for next episode, which is called War Games. Well, War Game anyways, but all in all, amazing episode. Probably by far the best episode of probably the whole season, because this was so freaking good. Yeah. And we only have, sadly, 6 episodes left. Yeah, 6 episodes. And I think the season wrapped up probably by next month. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So, based upon what... so, my dad answered the phone call over this. So, no, not that. So, based upon... we got here, I'd say this season wrap up by... January 16th. That's probably when we're going to it's probably as we're probably going to wrap up, but looking forward to it. And there is no denying the fact this season's been absolutely amazing so far. And those who might be asking, is like when the season wraps up at six episodes, is the material right now to do a season 6, because that'll be obviously next season. Not yet per se. They might greenlit a season 6, but my guess is we probably won't get that till 2026. Oh, and the reason for it, the arc is ongoing right now. The arc right now, which is the school district arc, which started with book 19. So either it's going to wrap up book 21. Or it's going to wrap up a little bit after that. I don't think it's going to last more than 3 books, because generally a lot of the arcs for the series have generally been 3 books overall. It's been like that for a while. Now, as for like book 17 being the amount of episodes it was, not really surprised about that, given the fact that, well, in case you're curious, what episode was it that started off this very arc? Like, I think it was 5. I think it was. Yeah, it was episode 5. That was the start. So basically this arc's going on for 5 episodes. Yep, 5. And can you believe this arc is going on now for like a month? Oh my gosh, yeah, a freaking month. That is pretty much basically how long this arc went on for. 5 episodes. Not the longest the whole series. Still the longest is book 14. That took up the most episodes. That took up 11 episodes. Yes, 11 episodes. Yep. Now, when this season wraps up, could we get an OVA? It is possible that we might get that. Oh, in case you're curious, though, when season 3 did come out, mostly put when they started out the season, they started with book 9. This was the first season I did regular review. Basically, episode 1 started off, basically. This one, and basically episode 4 wrapped up book 9 and went straight into book 10. And that lasted for... well, that lasted for, I'd say about 4.5 episodes, and then pretty much basically book 11 took up the last 4. And yes, book 8 is technically has the shortest adaptation of the whole series. Why is that? Because book 8 only took up 2 episodes. And that I kind of blame on JC's staff, given the fact there was actually a lot more going on in the story. They adapted technically like one major story from it. Yeah, they don't really do much anything at all with this one. Yeah, they just do this for like just a couple episodes, and that's it. Yeah, and I kind of blame that on the studio for cutting out a little too much of the thing. Oh, we got basically... Oh, I've been reading light novels and thing. I've been buying since like book... I think like book 10. And in Japan, they're releasing the very next book on December 15th. No release date yet on when the next book comes out. Basically, we'll release here. But not much else to say about this episode, aside from the fact it is fantastic. Yep. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. Well, there might be another video later on, but this is as far as here because I gotta do a stream right now. Go watch it reviews for Sentai. Okay? See you. Bye.